Hey everyone, it is Thursday morning and I'm going to start out doing a yoga flow today. It's going to be really hot today here in North Carolina. Hopefully you are joining me. I'm going to start out in a wide-legged child's pose where you spread your legs out and you lean forward. And when you're in this pose, just think of releasing everything and letting everything go. Just in through the nose and out through the mouth. You're releasing whatever problems or issues you have so you can focus on the present. And then from here, we're going to go and do some cat and cows. So we're going to get on both of our knees, lift up, tuck your head under, roll your back, and then lift up. And again, focusing on releasing any issues or things you want to leave behind. And focusing on the here and now. And then I'm going to lift my left leg back, my right arm out in front, and I'm going to hold it here for a moment. Then I'm going to turn it out to the side, and I'm going to hold it here. And then I'm just going to pulse my left leg up. So I'm going to bend it, and then I'm going to pulse it up. This is building core strength and waking up your mid-body. And then I'm going to switch sides and do it on the other side. So I'm going to lift my left leg, or my left arm out in front, my right arm out and back. And I'm going to hold it here for a second. Then I'm going to turn it to the side, bend my right leg, and pulse it up. And then release. And then I'm going to thread the needle to stretch out my lower back. If you can, lift your left leg behind you. And then I'm going to do the same and thread the needle with my left arm. Tuck it under. Lift my right arm behind, or my right leg behind. And then back to all fours. And then from this position, we're going to go into a downward dog. And this is just the first time that you're in this position today, or if it is, walk your dog out, stretch your legs, and then walk your hands back to your legs. Half lift, forward fold, stand tall, and then side bend to the right, center, side bend to the left. And then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, do a mini back bend. Forward fold. And then I'm going to lift my right arm toward the sky, my left hand toward the ground. Gaze follows. I'm going to feel the twist in my lower back. And do the opposite. Lift your left hand toward the sky, right hand toward the ground. Gaze follows. And then walk your hands out to do a Vinyasa push-up. Lift your head up toward the sky. Feel the back bend. And then back to a downward dog. And walk it out. Each time you're in each position, it will feel definitely different in your body. You can even lean side to side. And then I'm going to walk my hands back, forward fold, half lift, stand tall. And then I'm going to switch it up. You can switch it up anytime you want for your side bends. I'm going to twist like I'm hugging myself, center, and then twist to the left. And then clasp your hands behind your back, forward fold, And then twist to the right, gaze follows toward your right hand, that's toward the sky. And then twist to the left, gaze follows. And then walk it out into a plank and then a vinyasa. And then back to downward dog. Now we're going to do it one more time through. So you're going to walk your hands to the back, half lift, forward fold, stand tall, side bend to the left, or side bend to the right, and then side bend to the left. Feel the stretch in your side body. Clasp your hands behind your back. Mini back bend, forward fold, half lift, and then vinyasa. And then back to downward dog. Now from downward dog, I'm going to walk my hands back, half lift, forward fold into chair pose. And we're just going to hold it here for a second to get used to it in our body. Focus on your breathing. Sometimes in life, things get really challenging, and the only thing that you have to focus on yourself is your breathing and your breath work. And let me tell you, your breath work will get you so much further than you ever thought it could get you. It will get you refocused on the here and now and your mind, and will clear up some junk in your head. Because what you tell yourself is how you feel. So I'm going to twist my right arm back toward the side, gaze follows. Back to chair, stay low, twist my left arm back, gaze follows. Stand tall, mini back bend. Forward fold, half lift, and then I'm going to walk it out to do a plank, and I'm just going to hold the plank pose here for a moment. Make sure your head and body are in alignment and your body is not dipping for the plank pose. Just hold it here. It's going to warm up your upper body, your shoulders, your abs, your core. And then I'm going to go into a vinyasa. And then back to a downward dog. As you go through, your breath work you'll be warming up your body, and you're going to be pushing out all those toxins in your body. So I'm going to lift my right leg high to the sky. I am going to tuck it under into a fallen star pose. It's kind of like a plank where your left arm's toward the sky, gaze follows, and you're holding it here for a moment to feel the stretch and twist in your back, then going back and lifting your right leg up, and then to a crescent lunge. Gaze follows, arms are overhead, and you can feel it in your abs. Then I'm going to twist to the right, gaze follows, and then I'm going to go down into a seated split. So your right leg is straight in front of you. You're folding over your right straight leg. And then from here, I'm going to go into a gate pose. So my left knee is bent. My right arm goes overhead. I'm going to feel the side stretch in my right body. And then I'm going to go back to the front for a vinyasa with my right leg lifted. And then we're going to do these same poses on the left. So left leg high, fallen star. We're going to hold it here for a moment. And then left leg high. And then you're going to step it through for a crescent lunge. Gaze follows up toward the sky. And then twist it. Gaze follows to your left hand. And then seated half split. So you bend your right leg, your left leg's out in front, and you're going to lean over it. And you're going to feel the stretch in the back of your left leg. And then from here, we're going to go into a gate pose. So bend your right knee, lean your left arm overhead, and feel the stretch in your left side body. It feels so good. And then from here, we're going to go to a vinyasa with our left leg up toward the sky. And then back to a downward dog. So we're going to start again in chair pose. We're going to walk our hands back, half lift, forward fold, chair pose. Swing your right arm behind, gaze follows, back to center, stay low, left arm behind, gaze follows, stand tall, mini back bend, forward fold, half lift, and then walk it out to do a vinyasa. And then back to downward dog. So from here, we're going to lift our right leg high. We're going to do a fallen star. Hold it here for a moment. And then lift your right leg up. Crescent lunge, gaze follows. And then we're going to twist our right arm back, gaze follows toward our right arm. And then seated half split. Feel the stretch in your lower left leg. And then gate pose. And then from gate pose, I'm going to go to the front and we're going to do a half moon. Our right hand and our right foot are down. Our left hand and our left foot are up above, floating. And just feel it. Make sure your body's in alignment here and you're not dipping to the ground. And from here, I'm going to walk back so you can see. I'm going to cross my left leg over my right. I'm going to twist it to the right for temple dancer. You're going to feel the stretch in your left side body, and it feels really good if you're doing it. And then you're going to grab your left leg, lift it out to the side, Padangusthasana B. And you're going to hold it here for a moment. And every wobble is strengthening your ankle. And then I'm going to clasp my foot behind me and lean forward, dancer pose. Feel the stretch in your left thigh in this pose. And then standing split, and then vinyasa with your right leg lifted. Now we're going to go through and do those same poses on the left side. So left leg high, tuck it under, fallen star, left leg high, step it through, crescent lunge, twist to the left, gaze follows, seated split, and then gate pose. Bend your right knee, lift your arm overhead. Feel the stretch in your left side body. From here, we're going to go to half moon. Lift your right arm and right leg toward the sky. Gaze follows. Make sure you're not slouching. And just feel it for a moment. And then cross your right leg over your left and twist temple dancer into Padangusthasana B next. Now make sure you take your time on your poses and you do what feels right in your body. Yoga is not necessarily what I'm telling you, but what your body is craving. And then dancer pose. Just like in life, people will always have their opinions and standing split of you, but it's not necessarily what might be the best thing for you. Now from here, I'm going to go into a wide leg frog pose just to stretch out my inner thighs. If you sit at a desk all day or sit all day, this pose is amazing. So you're going to spread your legs out like this and lean over just for a few moments to get the inner thigh stretch out. But do not force it if you're not ready to lean forward. So Other people will constantly have an opinion of how you should conduct life or how it should be run, and that's not necessarily the case. Another thing is if you feel passionate about something, go for it in life. I always say it's never too late to try something. And what have you got to lose? If you're trying it and you haven't done it before, go ahead and try it if you feel the desire to do it or try something new in life. And if this could be anything from a career change, a relationship, professionally, or, you know, any which way. So after our frog pose, we're going to come up. I'm going to sit on my feet. I'm going to do camels just to feel the stretch in your lower back. I do a lot of standing at work, so my back gets very tightened, and which is where yoga comes in handy. So you're going to lean over, lift your right arm overhead, and then switch and lift your left arm overhead. If you can grab your heels, that's great. Not everybody can do that. So if you feel passionate that you're not in the right career field, go and try something new that you haven't tried before. There's so many people that stay in environments where they don't really feel like they're fulfilling their purpose or their intent or whatever they feel like they should be fulfilling in life, which I fully believe that everybody has a purpose in life, and it is our job to discover it and use it for humanity. So we're gonna go to Samasthiti. We're gonna do some stretches. So I'm gonna step my right leg out. It's pointed toward the front of the mat. Lift my arms out toward the side, and I'm gonna do a triangle pose with my left arm toward the sky. Make sure you're not dumping all that weight into your right hand. Gaze follows, and just feel this pose here on your left side body. And then from here, try to go and stick your right arm out in front like you're holding a big beach ball and feel the stretch. And then switch and put your left hand down, your right arm toward the sky, and feel the twist. If you have to bend that left leg or the right leg, shorten your stance. Gaze follows toward your right hand. And then we're going to go to a forward fold into the same poses on the left. Point your left foot toward the back of the mat. Your right foot is pointing toward the side. Your left hand goes down, your right hand toward the sky, triangle pose. Again, make sure you're not dumping weight. And you might even need a block if you're in this position. And then go from here to the beach ball holding pose. Strengthening your sides. And then we're going to switch, put our right hand down, left hand toward the sky, gaze follows. And feel that twist. And then back toward the center. And from here, I'm going to bend my right leg. I'm going to rest my side arm on it. Lift my left arm overhead like it's a swim stroke. Gaze follows toward that wrist. And just hold it here to feel the stretch in your left side body. And then stand tall. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bend your left knee. Rest your left arm on there. Swim stroke your right arm overhead. Gaze follows. And feel the stretch in your right side body. In life, everything is about what you tell yourself in your mind. Mindset is so important. And when we tell ourselves we can't do something, the mind is so strong. It's crazy. So be kind to yourself with what you tell yourself. And tell yourself you're strong and you can get through whatever you're getting through. Sometimes when you're in something, it seems crazy and you're slowly getting through what you're in, but you can't see the progress. And that's so true. I'm going to go back to downward dog. And that's so true about life. I'm going to go to all hands and knees. And from here, we're going to go into an inversion. So the inversion can be any inversion you desire. You can do a tripod. You can do a crow pose where you balance your knees on the back. And if you haven't done inversion, I say always try. So put your hands down in front and then lift your legs overhead. And be kind to your body, and whatever pose it's desiring, do so. I know it sounds easier than said than done, but inversions have so many benefits for your body that a lot of people are missing out on the benefits if they're not trying to do it. You can do a handstand or a headstand. Sometimes it's better to be up against a wall if you haven't done it before. So I always say try if you haven't done it before. And you can try different versions of the inversion because it'll feel different on your body. It'll be different stretches, different poses will feel differently in how your body feels. And then from there, we can go into a child's pose just to rest for a moment. Let out all the toxins in your body. Remember, yoga is always a breathing practice first. So if your true intention is not focusing on your breathing or focusing on resetting your mind, it can be challenging. So we're going to go to bear pose next. So you're going to go on all hands and knees, and you're going to tuck your toes under and lift your knees up and hold it here. There is also another version of this if you'd like to challenge yourself, which puts more pressure on the underside of your arms. And you basically lift up from the tops of your feet. And you're going to feel it in your upper body for sure, because it's going to be a lot more strengthening here. And just hold it here. If you fall out, get back in. I like to switch it up. And try with different shoulder poses, just like a push-up. Placement of your hands will feel different. And then from here, we can go to downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to step our right foot up. Maybe move your left foot in a little bit. We're going to go to pyramid pose. So you're going to clasp your hands behind your back, or you can place your hands in front of you, whatever works. Take a mini back bend. Lean forward over your right leg and feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. Now, if you have to bend your legs, shorten your stance. I mean, you can have like a micro bend. But this pose is like really amazing for the back of your legs. You should be able to feel it, and your gaze is supposed to fall toward your navel. And then lean back up and switch your feet and put your left foot forward, your right foot spaced out. Mini back bend. Lean over your left foot, and you can feel the stretch in the back of your left leg. Just focus on your breathing in these poses. It's amazing with yoga because a lot of times people start out in yoga and they're like, even though I am tighter, I don't feel good. I don't necessarily need it right now. And then you get into yoga and then you're like, oh my gosh, I needed yoga more than I thought I did. And it's just really incredible because you're feeling it with your mind, not only with your mind, but with your body. And I feel like with me, that's kind of, today I woke up and I wasn't feeling 100%, but I knew yoga would help me mentally get there. So And from here, I'm going to go into a reverse revolved crescent. I'm going to step my right foot through. I'm going to twist my left arm overhead, my right arm behind, gaze follows. I'm going to hold it here for a few moments. It's a strength building pose. So, and I feel like that happens a lot in life. You try to start something new and you think, it's too much, you can't do it. And then you get into it and you're like, well, maybe I can do it. And it is possible. But I always say, don't give up too soon, because you don't really know what's waiting on the other side if you push yourself through. So, of course, with these poses, if you fall out, you want to make it challenging for yourself, but if you fall out, get back in. It's like life. When you fall out, you got to jump back in. It might not look the same as before, but it's going to get you where you need to get. And then I'm going to step that foot forward, and then I'm going to switch. Bend the right knee behind. And then right hand overhead for reverse revolved crescent lunge. Your left foot is in front, gaze follows around the back side of your left shoulder. And you're going to feel it. You can even dip your right knee lower to get more of a stretch or more strength training out of it. And then from here, I'm going to put my hands down. I'm going to go to all fours. And one more last strength training pose is going to be the dolphin pose. And then we're going to go into some yin postures. So for the dolphin pose, it's you're going to make a little basket for your head, but you're not necessarily going to make your head touch the ground. You're gonna walk your feet in like you're doing a downward dog, holding it like a basket. And then you're gonna lift your right leg toward the sky and out to the side. And this is gonna build your upper body strength. And it's also gonna strengthen those leg and thigh muscles. It is very challenging, but it's also building strength. And I feel like through strength training poses, you're gaining mental strength as well. And then you can put your right leg down. You're going to lift your left leg out and to the side. And each side will feel different depending how flexible, the strength, obviously. Your dominant side is going to be more powerful. And then back down and release into child's pose. So from here, we're going to do a forward fold. So I'm going to stretch my legs out to either side and then do a mini back bend and then forward fold. And then only go down as far as your body allows you to. Now, it will fluctuate until your body completely realizes that it's ready to relax. And then it will release even more, but do not force it. If another pose feels better in your body, feel free to do that as well. Just focusing on the here and now and what your body is craving. Now, it's important to do the yin postures at the end of class because your body craves the stretching and that these poses to relax the muscles and get them set up. after all that intense workout. And like I said, the more you sit in this pose, the more your body will tell you how much further or deeper you can go into the pose. All right, and sit back up. And then I'm going to put both my feet out in front of me. I'm going to do a mini bridge pose just to stretch my lower back. You can do a full wheel as well. So basically, you plant your feet firmly in the ground, you lift your hips up, and just feel the stretch in your lower back. Now, say you stand all day at work. These back poses are so amazing for your back. They're great back stretches. And then you can go into full wheel like this. And then from here, I'm just going to twist my legs to either side to stretch my lower back. You can hold the pose longer if you'd like. It's really a regrounding and recentering. I mean, a lot of times your back will crack as well. And then just do a butterfly pose, lean forward. And then that concludes my yoga session for Thursday morning. If you joined, thank you so much. Or if you're just watching at another time, thank you as well. I hope you guys go and live your life and have an amazing day. Namaste.